All right, let's talk a little bit about this Module 7 as you are going to be preparing for your midterm exam. Your midterm exam is going to be taking place between March 3rd and March 14th. Please note that March 3rd is the start of spring break, and so you're not required to come in during that time. However, I thought I would make it at least an option, depending on all of your schedules. Some of you may just find that it's easier to do it during that week. Maybe you have other things happening the following week. So I will open up that testing window on March 3rd. Um, Technically, we don't have school that week. And so, like I said, you're not required to do anything that week. The following week is actually when we come back from spring break, our exam week. Again, but if you want to come in and take it early, that is totally fine. I just wanted to make it an option for you. Again, this is going to be it's a paper pencil test that you're going to do at the MCC Testing Center. We've talked about that a number of times. Um, Again, we're an approved proctored testing location nearby you. If I haven't heard from you yet, though, about that, you need to contact me immediately because that stuff can take a little time to get arranged. So let's take a look inside this module because this week we're just preparing for the midterm exam. So the video that you're watching now is, of course, there. We do have competency tests still wrapping up here. Competency test B is due on Tuesday of this week if you have not yet completed it. So that's due on February 25th, which is Tuesday, by the end of the day. So if you've taken the first two attempts and don't yet have your 90%, that B attempt number 3 is due on Tuesday. Competency test C opened last week, and most of you have not done that yet, which is totally fine. But that does need to your first attempt should be done this week. Again, I have all the normal reminders and tests you can do to make sure Respondus is working properly. As always, you need to agree to your academic integrity statement to get access to it. And then test 1 will appear. That is due this week by Wednesday. So if you haven't taken that first attempt yet on competency test C, which is about fractions, you'll need to do that by Wednesday of this week. The second attempt is due on Sunday, but the third attempt would occur during spring break, during that Tuesday. And just to, again, pretend as if spring break doesn't even exist, your third attempt, you actually get all the way until March 11th for, which is the Tuesday after spring break, right? So a little scheduling hiccup kind of there, but maybe you need that third attempt and you would have some extra time to do it. So pay special attention to the dates for this week or for this competency test. Again, attempt 1 is due on Wednesday of this week. Attempt 2 is Sunday, March 2nd. But then the third attempt, again, it's normally due 2 days after the second attempt, but now you're going to have all the way to the 11th. So one of the things I've done for you for this module is I look back at all of the first 5 chapters that we did, and I examined all of the problems that people tended to struggle the most with. I identified all of those problems on Connect, and I've created a bonus assignment for you. It's optional, it's extra credit, but what I did was I put all of those assignments that were missed by at least 25% of the class, and I put them all into one homework assignment. And it's again, it's bonus. I think there's about 60 questions in there over the course of those 5 chapters. And so that is for you to do. It is due by Sunday. I believe that's a Sunday, March 9th. Again, our homework assignments are usually due on Sundays. I gave you all the way until the end of spring break to do that, actually. This is a great thing for you to do to start preparing for that midterm exam, right? The stuff that was challenging, especially some of those things from those first 2 chapters, get a chance to go back in there, and you can earn up to an additional 20 bonus points. Okay, so you're going to get 20 bonus points extra up to, right? Again, it will require, right, getting those answers figured out. And you can attempt it twice. Remember, I changed that last week for all the homework assignments moving forward. You'll be able to attempt them twice, and I'll take the better score of the two. So this one, again, are those challenging questions from chapters 1 through 5. And so you can earn up to 20, again, additional bonus points. I know some of you are concerned a little bit about the competency tests, and oh wow, I wasn't able to get it with my 90. So that's like an automatic 0 out of 40 points. And yeah, that's impactful. But what I'm giving you here is an opportunity to start making earning back some of those points. One other thing that's in this module is a review for, it's like an overview of the entire midterm exam as far as like what it's going to be like, what are the topics that you're going to need to know. So let me open that up and show you what's in there and just go over a couple things. So on this exam, it's going to be, I'm still working out all the final details with it. It's in the 30 to 35 question range. It'll have a variety of types of questions. It could be matching or true false or multiple choice, just straight computation, short answers, etc. But what is for certain is that there will be questions where you will have to explain your reasoning or demonstrate how to do something by showing how you completed a problem. An answer won't, just a straight up numerical answer won't be good enough. That's what this class is all about. It's an understanding class. It's a sense making class. It's not just an answer getting class. It's a deep thinking class. Or you might have to illustrate with an image or a drawing. Think about the rectangular arrays that we've done in a number of different chapters to illustrate like multiplication or even division. So those sorts of things you might be asked to sketch out a model for how this particular operation works. I do have several pages here then of like all of the different topics and terminology that were discussed in the chapters. This is what you want to review, make sure you're comfortable with all of these things. If you want to review these specific terms, a lot of these I pulled from end of the chapter reviews that are actually in your textbook. So if you go on the online version of your textbook and go to the end of each chapter, you're going to see many of these terminology or these terms listed there with a brief explanation. So if you're looking at those terms, you're like, I don't remember what inductive reasoning is. There's a brief explanation, and they're all right in the same spot at the end of each chapter. So I'd recommend reviewing that as you go through this document. And I'm not sure why more pages of that are not showing. It looks like I might have had a little technical difficulty with the rest of that document, but I'll make sure to get that fixed up. A couple other things about your exam. You will be able to use a calculator on it and 1 page of handwritten notes, not typed. So this is your opportunity to say, what are the things that I might need additional help with? What do I think is going to be important? What are some terms that I might need to find or examples that I want to have with me to look at while I do some of these things? Some of the symbols, perhaps. There's a lot of symbols, especially in chapter 2. And so you can have 1 page of standard notebook paper, front and back, handwritten notes. If you bring something that's typed, they're not going to let you use it. And so the act of doing that, of making a sheet like that, is studying, right? You're asking what's important, what do I need to know, and what do I maybe struggle with? And so it's an excellent studying technique. So I do allow you to use that on this exam. As far as the ancient numeration systems go, things we did, I think that was in chapter 3. You do not need to memorize those different symbols. I will provide those for you, but you need to know how to use them. You may need to know how to interpret them or maybe sketch one out of your own, but I'll provide the symbols and their representations for you. When you go to the testing center, There's no time limit, but make sure you give yourself plenty of time. Give yourself at least 2 hours, if not more, just so you do not have to feel rushed at all while you go through that. Here we go. You can see the rest of that document there. So chapter by chapter, I go through and show you all of the terms, just a reminder, a summary of all the things we talked about in those first five first five chapters. Okay, let me take you back to the module. I do have a video because you are going to need to make an appointment with the MCC Testing Center. And so I made you a brief video that shows you how to do that and walks you through the process. You must make that appointment at least a day in advance. If you just try to drop in or make the appointment the day of, it's not going to work. So watch this video right away and make your appointment immediately. There's no reason for you to wait to make your appointment. And finally, here's an overview of what you need for actually taking the exam on campus. So like, what are you going to need to bring with you? What are some of the testing center policies, rules? And so you are going to, first of all, you can use this link right here also to go to the more details about how to make that testing center appointment. You need to bring identification with you. They will not allow you to test if you don't have some form of identification. As I said before, the calculator and the one page of handwritten notes you can use. Plan for at least 2 hours. Here's some of the information about the testing center and when they are open, when they are available. Here's their phone number if you have any problems or need to contact them for help making your appointment. But there's an online way to do that. And finally, this is the document that I'll provide with your exam about those ancient numeration systems. Again, reminding you that Egyptian is base 10. Here are the symbols and what they mean. Roman is base 10. Here are the symbols. Babylonian, the symbols base 60, and then the Mayan, right? Mayan was a little funky with how they worked theirs as well. And so just some reminders of those things. You'll need to know maybe how to use them, how to interpret them, but I will provide those symbols for you. I am working on one final thing that's not quite ready yet at the time of this, me making this video, some sort of additional review and maybe some example questions. I will hopefully have that done in the next couple of days, but there's plenty of you to be, plenty for you to be working on in the meantime, again, including getting those competency tests all done, both B and C, working on the frequently missed homework problems on Connect for, again, up to 20 additional bonus points, and then going through those topics. And so that is it for now. I will have another module for next week when it actually is time for you to take that exam with a reminder of some of these details. And so please reach out to me if you have any questions about any of that or have any issues making those testing appointments.